Before you broke me. Dear you. If someone had told me that the same hands that held mine would be the first to let go, I would have laughed. Because back then, forever wasn't a word, it was our lifestyle. You remember how it started? A random text. Hey, you look familiar. I rolled my eyes, but I still replied. And somehow, that silly message became a chapter, our chapter filled with emojis, inside jokes, and midnight confessions we swore nobody else would ever understand. You had this way of making everything dramatic, even hunger. Babe, if you don't send me food now, I'll faint and it'll be your fault. And of course, I'd laugh and promise to save your life again. We weren't just lovers, we were partners in crime. Late night calls that stretched till dawn, playlist battles that turned into love declarations, and the way we'd argue about who loved who more, like there was a trophy for it. Love back then felt like a movie, loud, messy, full of bloopers and butterflies. We had no idea what we were doing, but we were doing it beautifully. I remember your laugh, loud enough to annoy the neighbors, contagious enough to heal my bad days. And those moments you'd look at me like I was a miracle you couldn't believe happened twice. You made ordinary days feel cinematic. A walk under the sun felt like a scene from a romantic drama. And even the silence, oh, that sweet silence, felt safe when you were in it. We didn't need luxury. A shared plate of noodles and a borrowed umbrella felt like paradise. You'd tease me for eating too slowly, and I'd mock you for your dramatic sighs when your favorite football team lost. I thought that was love, two imperfect people trying to make forever sound easy. But here's the thing no one tells you about love stories that feel too good to be true, sometimes they are. I didn't notice when good morning texts became a scene. When our conversations shrank from paragraphs to one-word replies. When laughter turned into sighs, and dates turned into excuses. You didn't stop loving me all at once. You did it slowly. Like a candle burning out while pretending to still glow. And me? I kept holding on, because I believed if I held tighter, maybe you'd remember how we started. But maybe that's the problem with people like me, we romanticize the beginning so much that we miss the ending, walking in quietly through the back door. Still, if I had to choose again, I'd choose the same story. Every laugh, every late night chat, every foolish argument about whose turn it was to call first. Because even if you broke me later, you made me feel alive first. And for a while, that was enough. So here's to us. The version of us that existed before love turned into a lesson. Before forever became a phase. Before you broke me. Yours once, but not again. When love was loud. Dear you. There was a time when our love was so loud, the world could hear it breathe. We didn't whisper about us, we screamed it, laughed it, lived it out loud. Every call ended with, you hang up first. Every weekend came with a surprise plan, a fight, and a makeup session that deserved an Oscar. We were chaos wrapped in affection. Arguing at 5 p.m., laughing by 5:15, kissing by 5:20, and planning our future by 6. Love was unpredictable, but with you, it was never boring. You had a way of turning everything into a competition, who'd apologize first, who'd love harder, who'd survive longer without texting. Spoiler alert, neither of us ever won. Because somehow, one "I miss you" always pulled us back. We didn't know peace, but we knew passion. We didn't know calm, but we knew connection. And honestly, I used to think that was enough, that the noise meant it was real. Remember that time we argued in the rain? You were dramatic as always, talking about destiny and betrayal while holding an umbrella like a sword. And there I was, soaking wet, laughing, realizing that I'd still choose you, even mid-storm. You had this fire, this impossible energy that made everything feel urgent. When you loved, you didn't whisper. You roared. You called at random hours just to say, you know I can't sleep without hearing your voice. And I'd melt, every single time. We became addicted, not to each other, but to the feeling of each other. That dizzy rush of being wanted. That warm chaos that made reality look dull. But slowly, love got louder in all the wrong ways. The laughter had echoes of frustration. The playful teasing turned into criticism. We stopped saying "I love you" like a promise and started saying it like a truce. It's strange how the same voice that once made you feel safe can suddenly sound like thunder. We started keeping score, who hurt who more, who forgot first, who cared less. And maybe that was when love began to drown in its own volume. We became a story that shouted too much and listened too little. A fire that burned beautifully but forgot it needed air to survive. And yet, if I close my eyes, I can still hear the echoes. The laughter spilling through phone speakers. The sound of your name lighting up my screen. The heartbeat that matched mine for a little while. Maybe that's what makes love unforgettable. Even when it ends, it leaves noise behind. So here's to the chaos we called connection. To the noise that made us feel alive. To when love was loud. And we mistook the thunder for forever. Still learning how to turn the volume down. The day you stopped calling. Dear you. I remember the day you stopped calling. Not the exact date, no. It wasn't a dramatic ending with thunder and tears. It was quiet. Too quiet. Like a movie that forgot how to end. That morning, I stared at my phone longer than usual, waiting for your "Good morning, sunshine." It didn't come. I told myself, maybe he's busy. But by afternoon, busy started to sound like gone. Love doesn't die in explosions. It dies in silence, in unanswered messages, in postponed dates, in calls that ring out till they stop ringing altogether. The first day you didn't call, I worried. The second, I justified. By the third, I started rereading old texts like scriptures, or looking for clues, wondering where the love started fading. I scrolled up to our very first message, the one that started everything. "Hey, you look familiar." God, how could something so small begin something so big, and end so silently? Every notification made my heart sprint. Every vibration, every ringtone, every ding, false alarms of hope. It's funny how your body remembers a person even after your mind tries to forget. How your heart still races for ghosts. I tried to distract myself, music, movies, memes. But everything had your name in it. Even my playlist betrayed me. I'd hit shuffle and somehow, our song would play. And I'd sit there, tears blurring the lyrics, whispering to the universe, "Please, just one more call." People say heartbreak feels like sadness. They're wrong. It feels like emptiness. Like walking into a room where laughter used to live. Like sleeping beside a phone that's now just a clock. I started noticing how silence had a shape. A shape like your absence sitting next to me on the couch. A shape like the empty spot in my call log where your name should have been. And then came the realization. You weren't coming back. Not because of pride or fights. But because sometimes people leave without explanation, and closure becomes a luxury. I replayed our last conversation over and over. You sounded tired, not of the day, but of me. There was something final in your voice that I refused to hear. You said, "I'll call you tomorrow." But tomorrow never dialed. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into acceptance. I deleted your chats, or tried to. But tell me, how do you delete habits? How do you erase someone who lives in your reflexes? There were moments I wanted to reach out, to text, "Hey, are we okay?" But I knew the truth. If someone wants to talk to you, they will. Silence is an answer, the loudest one. Still, every night, I'd unlock my phone and scroll through our pictures. Your smile frozen in pixels, my laughter trapped in memories. We look happy. Maybe we were. Maybe happiness just has an expiry date. That's when I realized. You didn't stop calling because you forgot. You stopped calling because you moved on. And I wasn't angry anymore. Just human. So I stopped waiting. I stopped checking who viewed my story. I stopped rehearsing what I'd say if you ever texted again. Because that's the thing about healing, it doesn't announce itself. One day, you just wake up and your heart doesn't jump at your phone anymore. The silence doesn't sting as much. And you finally understand. Sometimes the people who teach us love are also the ones meant to teach us how to let go. You stopped calling, yes. But in that silence, I found myself again. The one you left, but who finally learned to answer her own phone. Healing isn't beautiful. Dear you. People love to talk about healing like it's a clean, soft process. Like you light a few candles, take a deep breath, listen to slow music, and boom, you're fine. But let me tell you the truth, healing isn't beautiful. It's loud, messy, confusing, and sometimes ridiculous. It's crying over the same song 10 times and pretending you're just tired. At first, I thought I was doing great. I posted a few I'm glowing selfies, replied to DMs with unnecessary confidence, and told my friends, I'm totally over him. But deep down, I wasn't. I was just trying to win the breakup. Healing, for me, started with denial, that dangerous lie that maybe you'd come back if I look happy enough online. So I smiled for the internet while crying for real. Because that's what heartbreak teaches you, how to act. Then came the anger. Not the dramatic, movie kind. The quiet one, the kind that hits you at 2 a.m. when you realize you were never asking for too much, you were just asking the wrong person. I'd stare at our old chats, not missing you exactly, but missing the version of me who still believed you'd stay. That innocent, foolish version of me who thought love alone was enough. I tried all the classic healing tricks. Blocked you, unblocked you, blocked you again. Deleted pictures, then recovered them from recently deleted. Wrote a long message I'd never send, then rewrote it 20 times anyway. There were days I woke up strong, ready to conquer the world. And days I couldn't even conquer my pillow. Because healing doesn't happen in a straight line, it loops, it stumbles, it repeats. Some mornings, I drink my coffee and think, wow, I'm finally over him. And by evening, a random meme about love would send me spiraling again. I laughed, though, sometimes at myself. At how dramatic I sounded. At how love turns the calmest person into a poet, a detective, and a stand-up comedian all at once. I learned to find humor in heartbreak because if I didn't, I'd drown in it. And slowly, painfully slowly, I began to rebuild. Not with affirmations or books, but with small, ordinary victories. Going an entire day without checking your profile. Laughing for real. Sleeping through the night without replaying every mistake. Healing, I realized, isn't about forgetting you. It's about forgiving myself. For staying too long, for believing too deeply, for losing parts of me trying to hold on to you. One evening, I passed by the place we first met. For the first time, my chest didn't tighten. I smiled instead, not out of love, but out of peace. That's when I knew, healing isn't a glow-up. It's a quiet victory. It's learning to sit with your scars and still call yourself beautiful. So no, healing isn't beautiful. But becoming whole again, that's something divine. Because the truth is, you can't rebuild the same heart you had before. You build a wiser one. One that beats softer but stronger. One that loves again, not out of fear, but from fullness. And maybe, just maybe, that's the best kind of healing there is. The one who finally stopped bleeding and started blooming. A letter I'll never send. Dear you. This is a letter I'll never send. Not because I can't, but because I no longer need to. For months, I thought closure meant getting answers. I wanted you to explain why you left, why it ended, why forever came with an expiry date. But healing taught me something strange. Not every question deserves an answer. Some just deserve peace. So here I am, writing not to fix the past, but to free myself from it. I used to imagine running into you again, maybe at a cafe, maybe at a wedding. You'd see me, smile nervously, and I'd look effortlessly fine, hair perfect, heart healed. But now, I don't crave that scene anymore. I don't need to prove I survive. I just know I did. You were my favorite story, until I learned I could be the author of my own. For a long time, I thought you were the plot twist I needed. Turns out, you were just a chapter, not the ending. Sometimes I still remember the way you laughed, or how your voice sounded half asleep. But now, it doesn't ache. It feels like remembering an old song, familiar, but no longer on repeat. I've forgiven you. Not because you asked for it, but because carrying pain was exhausting. Forgiveness, I realized, isn't a gift to the one who hurt you. It's a release for the one who's been holding on. And I've forgiven myself too. For loving blindly. For begging for crumbs when I deserved a feast. For trying to make a home out of someone who was just passing through. It's strange, the same love that once shattered me became the very reason I rebuilt. You taught me that closure isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. And I created mine the moment I stopped writing "Dear You" with tears, and started writing it with gratitude. I'm thankful, truly. Thankful for the laughter, the lessons, the memories that once felt like fire but now feel like warmth. Thankful for the heartbreak that taught me how to choose myself. Because without losing you, I might have never found me. If you ever wonder how I'm doing, I'm good. Not perfect. Not untouched. But better. Softer. Lighter. I don't hate you. I don't miss you. I just wish you well. Because some people are meant to love you deeply, and some are meant to teach you how to love yourself better. You were both. So this letter will stay unsent. It will live here, between my words and my healing. A quiet reminder that closure doesn't always come from a conversation. Sometimes, it comes from silence that no longer hurts. And if I could tell you one last thing, it would be this. Thank you for leaving. It broke me, yes. But it also built me into someone I'm finally proud to be. So here's to you. The ghost who taught me to find light in my own reflection. The almost that helped me become enough. And here's to me. The woman who learned that letting go isn't the end of love. It's the beginning of freedom. From the one who healed, quietly and completely.